5 things I wish I've known before I started playing Overprime. The very first thing, and I have to change the screen for that. So the very first thing you want to do if you launch Overprime, every time you relaunch Overprime, down here, change your server location where you need it, okay? Because every time you basically relog or relaunch the game, it will be set to Asia. That's tip number 1. Check that every time you launch the game, because otherwise it's hella laggy, okay? It's performance isn't the best, but make sure to change that so performance is better. Then here's Dirty's tip number 2. What you want to do if you never played MOBA before, especially Overprime. You have the opportunity here to make custom games. I just make a custom game to show that we won't start that password, something, whatever. And if you go into those custom games, you can add bots, okay? You can add bots. Make sure to fill those up. So you have the opportunity here to learn the map, to get a little bit more knowledge about the different heroes. Stuff like that. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I didn't know that that's possible, that that's a thing with the AI games. So that's something you should definitely try if you never played a MOBA or Overprime before, if you want to get in touch with all the heroes. Tip number 3. Things I wish I knew before that. So in the training grounds, you can basically test all the heroes' abilities, okay? Quick and easy, check out some combos. You can also level all the skills from level 1 to max, so you see how they scale. That's pretty interesting. So that's tip number 3 about Overprime. Tip number 4, buy items. So here's this thing, if you buy items, I always thought you have to save the money and buy those, but you can click in there, and then for less money, you can buy smaller parts of the items, and then the base price will get lower. So if you don't have the money or you want a head start at the beginning of a match or pretty early, just buy, for example, only the magical defense, or maybe only the mana. You can do that. So just click here and then you have the whole tree and you can buy single stuff. And that's the recommended items, and here also the all items overview, okay? So that's tip number 4. You can also buy smaller items in that tree over here. Which brings us to tip number 5. If you never played a MOBA before and want to get your feet into Overprime, that is, the giveaway was like last week. Curry, sorry. So if you never played Overprime or a MOBA, I would recommend taking her. So that's Eira. And play the dual lane as a support. You only have your left click as a damage skill, and the rest is basically all support. And that's great to learn the game with a more, let's say, knowledgeable player, because you can make great supports like Final Judgment, where you can increase the movement speed of your teammate and decrease the movement speed of the enemy. Then you can have Glowing Light, which grants a shield if somebody's in that, and that shield also explodes for damage. And there's also a nice combo, so if you use your Q and E right afterward, let me check that. That's a stun. That's pretty nice. Nice combo there. So there are a lot of those combos in Overprime. So that was tip number 5 regarding Overprime. And now I hope you head over to Steam, put that game on your wish list and try it for yourself. And if you try it, let me know in the comments, hit me up on Twitter, DM me, so we could team up in Overprime in the future. So those have been the 5 tips I wish I knew before I started Overprime, and now it's time for my first impression, right?